Welcome to the show, SEC Football Live here on the 440 Sports Network. Trey Wallace, OutKick.com. I'm Braden Gall. We're brought to you by M.L. Rose. Trey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, the looming new year. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Still getting used to the Central Time Zone. It's like I've been popping back and forth between Eastern and Central, and like I went to bed last night for some reason thinking it was Eastern time because my computer didn't change over, so that was fun to wake up to this morning. But other than that, like I got my super coffees on delivery. They're coming in. No free advertising. Go at Super Coffee is fantastic. Amazon is sending that to the hotel right now, and I need it really, really bad.
What I don't even want to know what a super coffee is, but you're in God's time zone, my guy.
Super
God's
coffee is like it's an organic coffee without like the sugar and whatnot, but it's also mixes as a protein. So usually it's what I do for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
So whatever. It's
All right.
whatever.
All right. Well, good.
Bunch of college dudes came up with it.
Whatever you're doing, you're looking good. You're looking good, my guy. I'm ready for dry January. But until then, M.L. Rose, where you can get great beer. And you get great specials, great menu, 7 or 8 locations, roughly speaking, in the mid-state area. Lots of really good stuff from M.L. Rose. So please go check out M.L. Rose. We're gonna get into all 4 games.
I went there last week, by the way.
Oh yeah, what did we order?
Just the wings. I got some great wings. It was great. A little bit of blue cheese on the side, and it was fantastic. The family enjoyed it.
I like both having the blue cheese and the ranch. I need both.
Yeah, I'm not a ranch guy. So
at all.
And I like my wings. No, can't do ranch. No. And I like my wings just plain too. By the way,
like no sauce. You mean?
Yeah, it's very awkward.
That part's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Now I put ranch.
No, like sauce on the side, not like sauce all over it. Like I like to be able to like control how much sauce I'm putting in my mouth. That came out wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, it did. It definitely came out wrong.
It came out wrong.
I like to be able to control the amount of sauce I put in my mouth. Look, they do have the best ranch dipping sauce. So even if you are a ranch hater like you, Trey, you can still get the best ranch dipping sauce in the city. And I would argue, look, waffle fries, they go in the ranch. I dip my burger in the ranch. I would dip pizza in ranch. I dip my chicken wings in ranch. Everything, the fried pickles that they have, the spicy cheese curds, all of it goes into ranch dressing. I would dip everything I own into ranch dressing.
It sounds like you need like a dry ranch January.
Well, sure. That no beer, no ranch for me this January. Anyway, check out
the wrong spot to open up the new year at. So we'll see how this goes.
That's right. You are in New Orleans, I imagine, correct?
Yeah. I chose New Orleans over rainy California. So looks like I made the right choice.
Which has only happened a handful of times in the history of the Rose Bowl. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the conditions. We'll get to Bama and Indiana. We'll get to Ole Miss and Georgia later on. We'll do a quick conversation on Oregon, Texas Tech, Miami, and Ohio State. Lots of coaches doing 2 jobs. So I want to talk through what that means for the coaches, for the teams, for the future, for the games. I'll get to all of that. But I want to ask you first to start with, because I saw you kind of writing a little bit about this. And look, we've got NBA players trying to gain eligibility in college basketball. And I don't want to get into you can kind of lay out the details of the story if you want real fast for those that don't know what's going on. But there's, Diego Pavia signed on to a lawsuit. You got Joey Aguilar, lots of other players. And I'm curious how this all will affect college football's roster management or strategies moving forward. It is really interesting. I understand I think I understand the basic of the legal argument around hey, if I've never signed at a school and I've never played a game at a school, I have all of my eligibility left. How can you tell me not to do it? So I kind of understand the basis of it all. Give us the Cliff Notes version of what people need to know about this whole situation.
So are we starting with the Baylor?
Yeah, just go there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a kid that signed signed a G League contract. He was drafted, but then played some ball overseas, comes back, so never really technically signs an NBA contract because there's 2 things going on right now. There's Najadi James. Sorry, I'm getting the name right. Who's able to play for Baylor now? The NCAA granted him 4 years of eligibility when technically he was already a professional. G League stuff is professional ball. You can call it semi-pro or whatever. Great movie, by the way. But it's essentially you're playing AAA baseball. That's what it is. But you sign a pro deal. So But the NCAA looked at it and like, okay, wait a minute. How do we avoid a courtroom? Okay, you didn't do this, this, and this. You didn't sign some $1 million deal. So, okay, you're good. Like, and that's where this is going to get very, very tricky over the next couple of months, in my opinion. You've got the other kid that's out there. I'm sure everybody saw it on social media if you had, and Trenton Flowers. He had committed to play for Louisville 2 years ago. He was drafted 31st. So he committed to Louisville, then didn't play, then went overseas to Australia and played professional basketball over there, then got drafted 31st. Didn't really play a lot. He signed a 2-way deal with the Clippers. Then he signed a 2-way deal with the Bulls. Now, where the Bulls is where it gets interesting. He's played in 8 games. He played 2.5, 3 weeks ago for the Bulls. He scored 4 points. Now, all of a sudden, they want to come out and act as if there are 25 teams in college basketball that are trying to get this kid, when in reality, there's like 5 that are interested.
It doesn't really matter how many are interested.
Yeah, I know, but we won't get into that nonsense that happened yesterday.
Well, so
let's back to Shannon Terry for doing his thing.
We'll talk about that. I don't even see what you're talking about there. But here's the deal.
He apologized for false reporting.
If you go, rightly so, if you go to
professional,
like if you go play minor league baseball out of high school, and then you can come back and play college football. No difference. But that's a different.
We got it right now. We've got a 30-year-old wide receiver playing for Arkansas that people are seeming to forget, Monty Harrison, who played 10 years of major league baseball.
But you cannot go play baseball, minor league baseball out of high school, and then come back and play baseball in college.
Correct.
Now, I don't know what the legal standing the NCAA has to say. Once you've gone professional, you cannot become an amateur anymore. I assume that's their basic rule, but I don't know what legal standing that rule has from like a merit standpoint.
I don't
think that's what this is.
This is what's happening. The NCAA is avoiding a courtroom as much as possible. I mean, so like if he's not granted eligibility, he's going to turn around and sue, and then it's another court case, and they're going to try to get an injunction, which is, by the way, what Diego Pavi and them are doing, but completely different type of lawsuit. My biggest thing here is you're signing a 2-way deal with an NBA squad. Okay, so you're getting paid, not millions and millions and millions and millions, but you're getting paid, and you literally played in a damn NBA game the other night.
Right.
I mean,
you're a professional basketball player.
And now you want to come back and you want to play college basketball because you never went to college? Well, tough shit. Like, sorry. Like, that's where the cookie crumbles. You can't go play college ball after suiting up against, I'm not throw out a name, but it's like you went up against LeBron 3 weeks ago. Now you're going to go out and play college ball.
You cannot go play on special teams for the New York Giants for one game and then come back to play college football. Now, again, I don't know what merits or legal standing that rule has in a court of law. I don't know. My question to you is, how does this all affect football? How does this all affect? Yeah. How does this all affect the Pavia stuff, Aguilar? How does this all affect football?
Oh, I can tell you what's going on with football. In football, what's going to happen is you're going to have players that are potentially drafted, okay, and then they end up on a practice squad for a year or two. Then they have college eligibility left, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, we never went to the quote-unquote big times of the NFL. We just were on the practice squad, cashing a $7,500 check every week, which is kind of what a standard practice squad contract is. And not for everybody, but just for
a rookie. For a rookie.
For rookie. Yeah. And then the kicker to this is when these players, so a college player goes out and he leaves school this year, but he has eligibility, doesn't get drafted, whatnot, ends up in the XFL or the USFL, which I don't know. I think they're combined now, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to see that player go participate in a spring league and then try to come back and play college ball in the summer and enroll somewhere in the summer. That's what's coming. Like that's I talked to a couple of different coaches and ADs over the last, week or so, and they think that's the next shoe to drop.
Well, so maybe to Josh's point in the comments here, amateurism is a weak legal argument overall. I'm all for players' rights, but this feels like a bridge too far. Here's what I like on a moral level. If if you leave with eligibility and you don't get drafted and you
Mhm.
don't play in an NFL game, I'd be fine with you coming back. Like, I
Absolutely.
personally don't care, but like, it's actually, like, I've been around a lot of scout team players in the last 8-10 years covering the Titans, and like, I have talked to a lot of them, and they make it's not an easy lifestyle, it's not a glamorous lifestyle, but you are playing football for like $250,000 a year. Like, it's not
Yes.
like you can especially somebody who's been on the practice squad for 2 or 3 seasons or is out of school for like, you can make it's a pretty good job for like 4 months a year or 5 months a year. It's you can make good money, and so I don't I
Hey,
don't
good money
actually
as a
know.
backup.
I don't even actually know what's like how they go about doing that, and I don't even know if where I fall on it. Like, once you go to the NFL and you try to make the NFL, like, personally, I'm like, you're done with college football. But I also understand the
Yeah.
legal argument of I've never signed a contract, I've never played in the NBA, I've never been a professional athlete. I still have eligibility left all 4 years or 3 years. I'm coming back. I'm going to Baylor.
Yeah,
And
but also think
all
about
the
it.
coaches speaking out on this is really interesting. Like, all the veterans are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, every coach is out there campaigning right now because they know something's changing. So
Well, yeah, and something's changing, and also don't forget about let's just say the guys that don't go drafted, they're an undrafted free agent. Okay, so if they get past that point, here's where I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'll be honest with you. If they have eligibility, okay, but they don't get drafted, and mind you, there's only a certain amount of players that are going to get drafted in the NFL. A lot of these guys sign undrafted free agent contracts. I wouldn't have a problem if they have eligibility and they weren't drafted, they immediately go back to
yeah,
school. Like,
or have the
that's
option,
fine with me.
or have the option to come back.
Right,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
have
yeah.
the option to go back to school.
Totally
But
agree.
don't go through 7, 8, 9 months with an NFL team and then try to come back. Like, that's
I
where the
mean,
kicker is for me.
I kind of agree with that. Okay, well, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and we can get into these games here because that's the more important
Yeah,
element
I
to
don't.
all of this.
I don't see that bad. I don't see Trenton Flowers, and maybe I'm wrong because the NCAA wants to avoid a lawsuit. But I don't see how the hell they could come up with an argument that says, "Hey, this guy can now go play college basketball somewhere."
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry. Period.
I tend to, like, once you've played in an NBA game, like, I don't know how that works. All right, looking at these coaching staffs, I'm just curious. We'll kind of work through these games. We'll start with Miami and Ohio State. We'll get to all 3 New Year's Day games. We'll finish with Ole Miss and Georgia, which is where you are. And obviously, the Miami Ohio State game is fascinating to me. There's one coach basically in 3 of these games that is doing the 2-job thing. This one, of course, Brian Hartline, the offensive coordinator for Ohio State's doing the 2-job thing. He is the head coach at South Florida, taking his first head coaching job at South Florida. They have an offense that is largely like, it's not like super explosive like it was last year for Ohio State. It's still extraordinarily talented. It's I like to think it's very robotic. Like, it's just sort of like a machine that just sort of executes well. It's not elite, but it executes well. That's the same with the quarterback. That's the same with everybody. Like, the defense is just NFL player after NFL player after NFL player. Does this not just, like, Ryan Day is going to take over play calling? Does it really matter what the analysis is for Ohio State, or is it more, this is exclusively about Carson Beck and how much of last week's performance was a wind problem? How much of it was the moment being too big for him? Can Mark Fletcher replicate what he did on the ground? That's going to be very hard against an elite defensive front. I just don't trust the Miami offense here. The Miami defense can stop this Ohio State offense. Where are you at
Yeah,
on
but
this?
it's trying to go back and forth and trying to score points if it gets a little bit dicey when it comes to Miami's front seven. Like, I think Miami can win the football game. I do, but that's going to take
Nine and a half
Carson
point
Beck.
spread.
No. Hear me out here. That's going to take Carson Beck playing out of his mind, in my opinion. Like, and not, we can blame it on the win, as they like to say, and that's fine. But at the same time, like, I just look at Miami, and I think that they lack certain aspects, especially along the line of scrimmage, and I'm talking about the offensive line, because Ohio State, it's going to pin their ears back and come after Carson Beck. And if they put him in some rough situations, I don't trust him to get them out of it. And maybe he plays out of his mind on Wednesday night. Like, I have no idea here. And I agree with you also about, like, the Ohio State thing. A part of me says Ohio State hasn't opened it up all the way on offense yet. But then I look at it, it's like, all right, we're 13 games into the season. Like, if you hadn't opened it up yet, and Jeremiah and Carnell aren't going for 100 each in the game. It's like, when are you going to do it? So
they can open it up against Grambling State, 651 yards, Ohio,
right.
572 yards, Wisconsin and like the worst Wisconsin team I've ever seen, 491. Yeah. UCLA and Rutgers over 400 yards. But here's the problem: 322 against Indiana, 272 at Illinois, 357 against Washington, 203 against Texas. Those are their 4 worst yardage totals against their 4 best opponents, probably. Michigan
and Miami's about to bring the defensive pressure on them, man.
419 yards, only 5.7 yards per play against Michigan on the road. They were very good in that game, and that game was laced with a lot of other things, as we've learned from both the Michigan side and the Ohio State side. The point is that this offense is not an Ohio State juggernaut of an offense, and I don't think this is going to be a high scoring back and forth affair. I think it is. I think this is going to come down to 1 or 2 or 3 possessions for Carson Beck in the offense. How patient can you be with the running game? Can you lean on Fletcher for 2 yards in the first quarter, turn that into 3 or 4 yards in the second quarter, and then 5 and 6 yards in the second half, like a great running game does? I don't know if you can do that to this Ohio State defense. So I think it does come down to Beck not making mistakes and having to convert on like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 in the second half. Can you scheme open Malachi Toney? These are all you can attack those Ohio State corners, by the way. They're talented. Matthews and Igbinosun are talented, but they commit penalties. I just have no faith in this Miami coaching staff and offense. I just don't. I know that's disrespectful, but I don't have any faith.
No, I know you don't, but at the same time, if Miami secondary can figure out a way to, they're going to have to pick one. You got to pick Jeremiah Smith. You got to pick Carnell Tate. Which one are you going to try to slow down? Because the other one's going to be on an island. And so good luck. But I will say this. We've seen some craziness happen in college football this year. And it would not surprise me one bit if Miami's in this game in the fourth quarter. Like, I'm just being honest, man. Like, I think
it's like 17-7 in the fourth quarter, and it's close, and it feels close.
Yeah, and Miami might have a chance to make it a one-possession game. And, so I do think Ohio State wins, but I think this game is not some Buckeyes roll in and take advantage of Miami in all aspects and blah, blah, blah. Like, look, Julian's saying there are going to be times on Wednesday night that he's running his ass for his life, like, because Miami's going to bring the pressure. Yeah. And so, and also I'll leave it at this. I'm interested to see Malachi Toney out on the edge and whatnot and see what he can produce. So also, much fun. And if you're looking for tickets for the game because Texas A&M is not in it, I'm that ticket freak kind of guy. You can get in right now for $43 for the game Wednesday night.
God, I want to go. Also, New Year's Eve, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard God's Time. Not the best viewing window for
but you're done by 10 o'clock.
It's perfect for me.
Whatever.
Oh no, it's perfect for me. I got kids. We barely make it to the 11 o'clock. I love it, but most folks
I'm gonna tell you. I'm in New Orleans, but I promise you, at 11:05 Wednesday night, my ass will be in that bed right behind me, getting ready for a long day of football.
Sure thing, buddy.
I'm not a hand grenade guy.
Walking around I'm a Bywater. I'm a Bywater Art District guy. Like I don't do the quarter. I'm a Garden District guy. I like the Garden District. Give me some Chapatulas and some Tipitinas down there. Like that's my jam.
Yeah, you have to remember, dude. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. So in high school, we used to tell the parents that we were going over to a buddy's house, and we'd sneak out to Bourbon Street for the entire night. So like I've done this, experienced it, like the hand grenades, the fish bowls.
Not my thing.
No, my liver cannot handle it.
It's very much like Broadway and downtown Nashville. Like the first time you ever come to Nashville, you have to go to Broadway, and then after that, you really never have to go again. There's just New Orleans is one of my favorite places in the world, and there's so much good there that doesn't revolve around the French Quarter. But
I'll tell you what I will be doing. I can see a sports book from here, so I will be. If there's a Monday Night Football game tonight, which I don't know if there is because it's NFL.
Rams and Falcons. Yeah.
Okay, well, my ass will be at the sporch book, right?
Okay. So, Josh says the FCS championship in Nashville is going for $120. I'm gonna have to go to that. I am taking the kiddos to.
Wait, did y'all just say FCS championship in Nashville? They're holding that in Nashville this year?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Lackadaisical Music City Bowl.
I'll be taking my 2 daughters to that on Tuesday.
There's going to be 4:30 in the afternoon and 30 degrees. God bless you, brother.
That's a great time to go to a game on a
I know
Tuesday
it is.
afternoon. All right. So Oregon, this is interesting. I'm curious how much the extra time off for Ohio State versus Miami playing in a brutal road test where they went on their, like, this matters to Alabama as well in their game, having a game where you were up like at that level of stress and intensity and game plan and like getting some of the kinks out and then coming back a week later and playing a game. How much does that help Miami and Alabama? I think is interesting to note. We can get to the Bama of it all coming up in a minute, but I think
I think it helps. I think it helps Oregon too that they had a practice game against James Madison. You know, I do because they
didn't have the stress snaps though. There weren't any stress snaps. You know, I'm talking about like high stress, high leverage snaps, like Miami and Bama had to go through. They didn't have to do that. Oregon and Ole Miss. So I don't know if Ole Miss did it a little bit more, but Oregon didn't have a stressful snap the entire game, not one.
Yeah, but they also got reps in, and you know, like they didn't have to play their starters for all 4 quarters. Right. Like I give a little credence to that because Texas Tech has been off for a month, so I you know, it's great to get healthy, but at the same time, you know, here we go.
I'd be very concerned about Texas Tech's offense not being in rhythm in Miami and an 11 a.m. kickoff, God's time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. Oregon and Texas Tech and Miami, as is tradition. Look, Texas Tech's defensive front is nasty. Rodriguez and Bailey and the company, those guys fly around. They make a bunch of plays. They can win the line of scrimmage. Oregon, I am. This line has moved. I think it was 1.5 Texas Tech when it started, and I was on ESPN radio that night, and I was like, "You guys better put your money in on Oregon right now, plus 1.5." And now I think it's a 2.5 point spread. Oregon is a favorite. I think that's the right mechanism. I think Oregon is maybe gonna win the whole thing. I'm not willing to pick it yet over Georgia and Ohio State on the other side of the bracket, but I like Oregon here. I like the quarterback play a little bit better. I think the offense is more dynamic. I think this has Will Stein. Again, here's the other angle. Both coordinators for Oregon going to be head coaches for the first time, and Will Stein and Tosh LaPoy. So that's a major question. How much focus?
Oh, they'll be fine. Kentucky will be fine for the next couple of days. I'm not right.
So I don't know. What do you make of the matchup here? Who do you like? Give me your rundown on the I guess it's the Orange Bowl.
No, I mean, I like look, man, I'm very interested to see what a $35 million roster is going to do up against, you know, Oregon on Thursday. Like I think
two $35 million rosters.
I know, but I'm going, you know, what did everybody talk about this offseason? Texas Tech, Cody Campbell. No offense. Like I'm being nice when I say that. No, but at the same time, like I trust Dan Lanning to be able to dial it up on defense against Texas Tech. But at the same time, I think the Red Raiders and Joe McGuire and what they've been able to do to get the ball downfield, I think to me that's going to be a separating factor on Thursday. Like I'm very curious to see, you know, is Dan Lanning going to draw up and bring 8, you know, and force the quarterback into some tough situations? Like there are so many ways this can go because the Texas Tech defense, like I give them a lot of credit. If they can put pressure on Dante Moore and force him into a couple of mistakes, then, you know, where does this game sit at coming into the fourth quarter? Like we all look at it. Like I think we both can agree on this. We all look at it and we see Oregon versus Texas Tech, and we automatically think that Oregon is going to have the more talent on the field. But at the same time, I know where you're going.
At the quarterback position, they do.
Yeah. There are certain spots that they do, but I think Texas Tech has enough talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to cause Oregon some problems. I don't think this is some runaway game. I think Texas Tech, and there's a good chance Texas Tech can win this football game. I just look at Oregon and I just feel like, damn, that's a good team. Like I've seen their losses, I've seen their wins, and what they have been able to do over the course of the season, down the field, throwing the football. I just feel like Oregon wins the football game, but Texas Tech is going to be in this one, and this is going to be close, in my opinion. And I love what happens after this game, that the winner of this one gets the winner of the Rose Bowl. That's going to be fun because there is a chance that we get a rematch between Oregon and Indiana, which in my opinion would be fascinating in Atlanta. And I pray if Oregon wins the game, just for the sake of the players, just don't take your ass back to the West Coast. Just stay over there in the East Coast.
Yeah,
Don't even try to do that again.
What's the date on that? Is it the 9th?
It's next Thursday. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
So it's like the 8th.
So that's what Dan Lanning was bitching about when it came to the schedule. It's like it doesn't make sense. Like you get 12 days off one time, then you get 8 days, 7 days off the next time. So
yeah. Well, it's because they refuse to play college football games in college football stadiums on college football campuses on Saturdays. I don't know why they don't do that.
Stupid. And then by the way, the get in, I wanted to throw in the get in price for the Orange Bowl game. $51.
Okay, slightly better. Okay, all right,
slightly better. There you go.
This is not. I agree with you. I don't think Oregon is significantly more talented. Here's the thing with Oregon for me. This feels like it's a multi-year thing. This is why I like Oregon, and this maybe is a stupid way to look at it, but this feels like a multi-year thing for me because programs build to this stuff. Especially programs like Oregon, they build. It takes some time. They gain experience. The coaching staff gains experience. Some of the players even gain experience. Granted, less so because of the turnover. But Dante Moore was practicing against Ohio. Like he practiced on the team last year. He was on the team. A lot of these players were on the team last year when they got beat. Their only losses in 3 seasons under Dan Lanning. There's only 4 of them. It's on the road. It's at home against Indiana, the number 1 undefeated team in the country by. I think it was 10 points. I think it was, they were in the game.
The weird play at the end. Yeah.
They had the lead in the third quarter, I think. They're 2 times to Washington, once on both on 4th down conversions, basically. One, and that team went on to play in the national championship game. And then they got destroyed by Ohio State, who was the best team in America last year in the playoff. That's it. Those are the only 4 losses. Those are the only 4 losses. And this program has been building for 15 years. To get here, but more importantly, the last 3 years, it's been doing this under Dan Lanning. I just think they are on a mission, and I think they have all the pieces. They have the weapons on offense. They have the defensive skill players and talent. They've got leadership on the back end. They've got a quarterback who's elite. They have a coaching staff I trust. There's no weaknesses to the game, even if the defensive numbers looked bad against James Madison. So I'm taking Oregon, but we'll move on.
Let me ask you something real quick on this game, real quick, as we go out. Who's the pressure on? Who's the most pressure to win? Because I might have a differing opinion.
I think it's pretty even, actually.
I gotta go.
Texas Tech's got some pressure here.
My reasoning behind Texas Tech is because what has this entire offseason and whole season been about? It's been about Texas Tech spending a shitload of money to be in this spot
to win this game.
Right, to win this game. And if they lose this game, people around the country are going to be like, they're already thinking this, by the way, for folks listening at home and watching behind the scenes. Boosters are like, why am I giving this much money without an ROI?
You're number 4 in the nation. You won the Big 12 and you got a playoff game. That's the return.
I know. Right no, bullshit. That's not
for Texas Tech. That's the return.
Excuse the language. No. A Big 12 title is not the return on investment. Getting to hold up that trophy in Dallas. I'm sorry.
All right.
You got to go win a playoff game. Okay, go move on. I got you an extra 10 minutes for you. You're good.
Okay, all right, because I agree that Texas Tech has a lot of pressure on it because of everything you laid out. I totally agree with your point. What I'm saying is, and I'm not, boosters may be wrong, but what I might be saying is I think the boosters are wrong. Texas Tech, the boosters paid the money and invested in this school to get the team into this position. And yes, one more win is what you're going for, but you don't pay for this at Texas Tech and then assume a national championship. That's not fair.
No. I'm not talking about. I want to make this clear before we get in this away from this game. I'm not talking about national championship. I'm talking about winning a playoff game.
Okay. If they had been the 5 seed, the 5 seed, they would have played James Madison and destroyed James Madison at home. So,
right. I get.
Unfortunately, sometimes the 5 is better than the 4.
You're such an ass. Okay.
No, I'm just looking at this. Texas Tech has never been in a Final 8 type of game in its life, and it's in it right now. It's in it this week. So I think the money's been well spent. They've gotten themselves into a position they've never been before. So
I feel like that it would be much better to digest for some of these people, Cody Gamble and others, if they were to win a game like this against Oregon in their biggest win of the season, not come against BYU. That's all I'm getting at.
I totally agree with you. I got the Ducks
Okay, cool.
in the Rose Bowl, which could actually be rainy for the first time in like forever. 3 p.m. of course on New Year's Day, Central Standard God's time. Indiana's still a 7-point favorite. Talk about pressure. Very little pressure on Alabama. In fact, none. All the pressure on Indiana. Epic, historic moment. Never been here since the 60s. Number 1 in the nation, undefeated. You have a chance to dethrone the big bad Bama brand like they're accustomed to being in this game. And Indiana is so far away from its normal lot in life. Great story. Signetti is a total genius, unprecedented in the history of the game in my lifetime that something like this has happened. Bama, this is. I'm going to oversimplify the entire thing, and I want you to tell me what you think. Bama has a great defense. That'll keep him in the game. Ty Simpson's a really good quarterback, and he's going to make a couple of plays that are going to give Alabama a chance to compete in the second half. But Alabama cannot run the football or protect the quarterback, and Indiana plays the entire game on defense behind your line of scrimmage against good teams that protect the quarterback and run the football, i.e. Oregon, Ohio State, etc. I don't see a matchup on this in this particular offensive-defensive game inside the game where Alabama wins. Like maybe if they can get Williams or Bernard or the tight ends going in the seam, like maybe they can attack down the middle. Like I don't know where they have an advantage on offense, and I cannot believe I'm saying that about Alabama, but it's totally the truth, and it's why the line hasn't really moved, and Indiana's still a touchdown favorite.
They can't run the damn football. Like, I'm sorry, they can't. Even with a pouring down rain in Southern Cal, I don't trust them to be able to run the football. So, also Ryan Williams, God bless the kid. I hope he comes back next year and has a fantastic season. But you can't rely on him. Like it's one of those things, right? And so, yes, Ty Simpson has shown the ability this year to make plays and lead his team out of the gutter. But at the same time, man, I just look at Indiana and I'm like, damn, the defensive line is good. Your quarterback's good. You're able to rush the football. You're getting after the opposing quarterback. Just ask Dante Moore and Julian saying, like, there are just multiple things that I say. And sometimes I have to check myself and remember we're talking about Indiana. Like, that's no disrespect to Indiana. I'm just saying they came out of
Right.
Kurt Signetti has brought them out of nowhere is what I mean. That's no disrespect to Indiana. I love what they're doing. And I'm saying to myself, Indiana can win this game by 14 points on Thursday. And it wouldn't shock me one bit. Because if Alabama can't figure out a way to run the football, they're screwed. Like, you're not going to – Indiana's defense is going to be like, okay, cool. Like, we got to figure out the Ty Simpson here. We could play dime. We could play zone. I mean, it could be anything that they run. And Ty Simpson, they still can't rush the football. Like, and Indiana's defensive line is ferocious.
Yeah, like the 27-10, 31-10 score is a very real possibility. Yeah. Now, I think here's the thing. I this is where having the time to get ready for Oklahoma, even though they came out super flat and looked exactly like they did against Georgia, they did a lot of mental toughness there. They swung it around, but. What I think is interesting is going to be Kalen DeBoer's laboratory work here. That's what's interesting to me. He and Ryan Grubb are very good at this stuff. In fact, Indiana fans know all about how good Kalen DeBoer is. And I want to know what is the thing you're doing. Because, like, you and I can sit here and analyze this stuff like it's the most obvious thing in the world, right? But, like, so obviously they love it. They know about it. They know everything that there is to know about this matchup. What are they doing differently? What is the thing that they are coming up with? What is
not a damn thing?
I know that you know that I know that we can't run the football or protect the quarterback. You have to do something. And what is that? I don't know.
If John Mateer
screen passes and bubble screens and quick slants, like all this same old garbage against a defensive pressure, it's like sometimes you just can't beat that.
Let's test Ryan Williams down the field 30 yards, see if he can come up with it. Like, no disrespect to Alabama.
Catcher.
No, it's the same shit every game, man. They can't run the football. The offensive line is not performing. Ty Simpson is running for his life. And if that pass is completed by John Mateer on the third down scramble, and by the way, that was a great pass, and he could have run it at the same time, but he passed by. Whatever,
Alabama
doesn't matter. If he catches it, Alabama gets boat raced
Yeah.
in Oklahoma. Because
I-
what happened after that? The pump block, and I know we're not revising. I get it, but at the same time, like I'm just saying, dude, this feels like it's not. It's the reverse David versus Goliath. That's what it is to me. Like Indiana
role
is
reversal.
Goliath in this one.
Yeah.
So
No, I think it's the tight ends. That's what I would.
There
like,
you go.
They
Okay.
went after Oklahoma. I went back and looked at the things that they did well against Georgia on the road when they upset Georgia, and the things that they did well in the first game against Oklahoma because the defense was so good, and they actually were very efficient on offense against that Oklahoma team in the first matchup.
Mhm.
The tight ends played a huge role in both of those games for Alabama. And they're not like super talented players who are going to go play in the NFL. They're not John Mackey award-winning candidates. So they kind of get lost when you start talking about Jeremy Bernard and Ty Simpson and Ryan Williams. Like we've already talked about those players. We haven't talked about Cuevas and some of these other guys. They are good players. And if they are deployed properly over the middle, they're pretty athletic.
Cuevas look good against Oklahoma.
They are hard to cover in space. And so if you can get the tight ends working in the middle of the field and put some linebackers and safeties in conflict, maybe you got a shot. But I think that's to me like the only, and it helps you with the short passing game, slow down the pass rush, etc. So to me, it's the tight ends. But there's not a matchup on this field. I do think Bama's defense is good enough to stop Indiana. But Indiana will get to their 13, 17, 21 points, just like they did against Penn State and Ohio State and other really great defenses they played. So I think Bama's defense, kind of like Miami, I think Miami can keep the game low scoring and be in the game, but then can the offense deliver in the fourth quarter? I don't trust Carson Beck. I don't trust the Alabama offensive line. So
I trust Fernando Mendoza over Ty Simpson. Also, if it gets down to that point. So that game's gonna be fascinating to me. It's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be really cool to see Indiana in the Rose Bowl and Alabama's out there, and the pageantry will be fun. I hope it's a downpour just because it'll be something different. I just hope the floodgates open up and it's just pouring like hell.
I hope it's a downpour for you and me and our sake, watching from the comfort of our own homes in the Central Time Zone. I don't know if I wish that I don't know if I wish that for all the folks that may or may not be in Pasadena, California.
Oh, by the way, before we move on, a ticket check for that game for prices to get in. There are currently 4,000 listings right now on a certain secondary website that we will not give free advertising to. 4,000 listings mean you can buy tickets from 2 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8. The cheapest ticket right now to get in, $116.
Okay, so 40. Would you say $41 for the Miami Ohio State game?
Yes,
$53
for the Orange Bowl,
and 116.
116.
Okay, all right. Okay, I like it.
That comes with $450 of fees on top of that. But yes,
Josh, don't give them a reason to keep all these games in these sterile domes, these stupid soulless parking lots. I hate these places. Although, to be fair, the Rose Bowl is not a soulless parking lot.
No, it's beautiful.
It's a soulful parking lot in front of some San Gabriel Mountains.
Right. It's the former home of the UCLA Bruins.
What was that? You breaking news?
Yeah,
UCLA to build on campus.
No,
facility.
Their ass is moving to the SoFi Stadium. Bye-bye, Rose Bowl.
That's hilarious. Okay.
They can host U2 concerts.
Old Mississippi and Georgia. Old Mississippi scored, I think, on like its first 6 possessions. This is where you are. You are down in NOLA. I think Ole Miss scored on like its first 6 possessions. They were up by 9 points, I believe, going into the fourth quarter. Georgia goes on a 17-0 run in the fourth quarter at home in Athens. Ole Miss could not stop them running the football. Couldn't really stop Tulane from moving the football up and down the field. They made plays on defense when they needed to against Tulane. Trinidad Chambliss was excellent. Lacey was excellent in all season long and in the playoff game and in this matchup against Georgia in the first time. This is another one of those where half the coaching staff is doing 2 jobs at once. So there's a theme here. Colin Klein, by the way, just did it. Colin Klein did it for A&M and wasn't successful. The offense was atrocious. So you've got Oregon doing it with both coordinators. Ohio State's doing it, and Ole Miss, of course. Lane Kiffin saying on national TV during the LSU bowl game, oh no, I'm working around Pete Golding's schedule to make sure all the guys who I've stolen from Ole Miss can still do their jobs for Ole Miss.
Stop, Lane, talking. Please, for the love of God, but also be at the game Thursday night. I would really appreciate that if you were there in the suite, which I think you're going to be.
Why would he not be?
There, look, he has got some interesting advice over the last month, but I swear, if he's sitting in a suite, I promise you, first off, ESPN is going to find out, know about it, because Jimmy Saxon will make a phone call. And then
Just
at the
don't wear
same
the leather
time,
jacket. Don't wear the leather jacket again.
bro, that was awkward. Like, that was awkward. And he got too much of a tan out in California for Christmas when he went and saw Landry and the other kids and everything. Like, it was a lot. He's out there stealing baskets from different grocery stores and then wanting to make a big, by the way, all that shit was fake. It's for TikTok. But at the same time, like, it is what it is. Like, Lane wants to act like he's God's gift to Ole Miss for allowing these coaches to come over there, which the coaches aren't complaining. They're collecting 2 different paychecks at 2 different schools.
Yeah, good for them.
So this game to me, like, I remember the first one. I remember having to choose that weekend which game to go to. It was that one, and I think the other one was Tennessee, Alabama.
Which you obviously went to Tennessee, Alabama.
But that's because I was in Athens the week before, and I was like, do I want to go back and make another trip to Athens? The next week, whatever. Georgia went on a 17-0 run in that game, and I thought it was so close, and I thought Ole Miss was going, and they were toe to toe with them, back and forth. Shambles made a play there in the fourth quarter, kind of changed things a little bit for Ole Miss, throwing interception. But this game to me feels like Ole Miss is going to be in this for 4 quarters, and it's going to be back and forth. But I tell you, Braden, there's something about Georgia, man, and I've said this a million times on this show since losing to Alabama. This is a national championship team.
Georgia ran for 227 against Alabama in the first meeting. They ran
you
for
mean Ole Miss?
No, against Alabama in the first meeting.
I'm sorry.
They ran for 221 against Ole Miss in the first meeting. Yeah. They went for 303 against Mississippi State, 128 against Texas, but granted, that is a very, very good Texas defensive front.
Yeah, I'll give them a pass.
192 for Charlotte, 190 for Georgia Tech, and then 141 for Alabama. Now, those numbers may not sound like a lot, but you consider the production as it is increased and the quality of opponent defensively that they have figured out. Now, their game against Georgia Tech was weird. Like, offensively, Gunnar Stockton, the passing game, it was weird. But otherwise, they have slowly but surely, methodically run people into the ground. Gunnar Stockton is a part of that running game a lot of the time.
They have 3 running backs, dude. Like,
they have dudes that can hand it to. They use a tight end only when they want to. Oscar Delp could be a featured piece in most offenses, and he's just like, we'll throw it to him when we need him.
100%
for Georgia. Zachariah Branch is Zay Flowers reincarnated, and I think is going to be and is going to have a huge playoff. I think my Ole Miss can challenge this team. Ole Miss is going to have a ton of fans. Ole Miss is motivated. All this stuff on offense for Ole Miss should be dangerous. But Georgia keeps getting better and better and better and better, and they keep winning. And I don't think Ole Miss has the defensive horses. If this was Alabama or if this was Miami even, I think that you have to have the defense to stop Georgia, to be in the game, I feel like. And that's what Miami has against Ohio State. That's what Bama has against Indiana. I'm not picking either of those teams to win. I'm picking the other two to win. But I think, well, Branch, like somebody comes in the comments and says, Branch is a screen merchant. That's it. First of all, his explosive athletic ability is off the charts. He is great on third downs. That he is the safety valve. He is what Brock Bowers was, or Ladd McConkey. He is not as good as those guys, but he is built. He is strong. He's fast, and he picks up first downs. He gets first downs.
I promise you, if he needs to, he'll hit you 40 yards deep and beat you.
Sure, but he loves catching like the underneath stuff, the out routes, and he pick on 3rd and 6, first down. Zachariah Branch, first down.
I think Ole Miss is going to be prepared. I think that I'm not worried about the Weiss stuff and all the other coaches and whatnot. Like, we're past that now. Like, I think they'll be fine. I think Trinidad Chambliss can be a problem for Georgia's defense. I think that him being able to get outside the pocket can cause problems, especially down the field if you can beat Georgia when they're playing one-on-one on the outside. But at the same time, Gunnar Stockton, man, he has got some big cojones, and this kid is. I'm just like I'll be very frank. My opinion on Gunnar Stockton has changed so much in the past 2 years, and even this season. Like I see a quarterback that is just a baller, and I think that
makes plays in the fourth quarter, man.
Put them in a tough spot, like he's going to produce. And I think at the same time, Kirby, I don't think the mission, obviously the mission has not changed, but again, I'm going to go back and say it. This team has turned into dynamite since getting beat by Alabama. And I don't know what he said to them at practice on a Monday. I'm sure there was a lot of F words involved, but my goodness, this team would it surprise you one bit if Georgia came in here and won this game by 17 points?
Oh, I might be picking it. Look, Gunnar Stockton, it was not Gunnar Stockton's fault that Georgia lost to Notre Dame in the playoff last year. Gunnar Stockton was good in that game. It was there were some bizarro, weird moments of like special teams that the receivers were dropping passes. Like it was not Gunnar Stockton's fault they lost to Notre Dame. It will not. Gunnar Stockton has consistently made the plays he is supposed to. He does it with his legs. He does it against Tennessee. He did it with his arm. Like they don't have a real weakness here. Are they as good as the 2021 Georgia team? Like probably not in any way, but like not many are. It's a historically great team, but this team is good enough. This team's good enough to win the whole thing. Are they better than Ohio State? I don't know. I think Ohio State and Georgia are the best two teams in this thing, and I think they're going to play in a game in the quarterfinal or in the semifinal, and the winner will play in the national championship game and probably be favored to win the whole thing.
But let me ask you though, would it like shock you? And we use that term loosely, I understand when we do this stuff. But if Ole Miss comes out and Pete Golding and them win this game on Thursday night, man, like you talk about one of the craziest stories that we've seen in college football.
It would be nuts. It would be nuts. It would have to be because of the locker room galvanization. Like it would have to, if they beat just this Georgia team in this situation, I think it would have to be a credit to the locker room and that group of humans that are taking a very difficult human experience and turning it into on-field performance in some way, shape. It's all about psychology. If Ole Miss wins, it's because of psychology. If Georgia wins, it's because they're the better football team.
And I can go ahead and I'm going to prepare everybody for what's coming on Tuesday. We have media availabilities with both rosters. And every single player is supposed to be there for Ole Miss. I would imagine there are some quotes. You can prep these kids as much as you want.
Yeah.
But I would imagine there are some interesting quotes that come out on Tuesday about everything that has transpired over the last 3 to 4 weeks. And I know they're trying to move on and say it's not a big deal, but I'm just telling you. And by the way, it's going to be a fantastic – I didn't mean to cut you off, but like Wednesday morning – when I get, cussing Pete Golding up there on the same stage as Kirby Smart, like this is going to be fantastic. Like I'm so looking forward to hearing whatever they have to say.
It's one of the only times where media has access to a roster of players in college football,
which is very
one of the only times the playoff forces them to do availability.
But I don't remember, and maybe it's just because it's been a long ass season. I don't remember them doing this last year where we get both entire teams on Tuesday for a media availability.
They definitely did it in the 14 playoff, but it's only 14.
Right. I remember that. I just don't remember it. So it's going to be really weird if we get them for 50 minutes and they're all just sitting in a ballroom at the table.
Honestly, so this is now flashing back to 2014. So I knew Ohio State could win that game. This was 2014. This was the Cardell Jones year. This was Lane Kiffin as the offensive coordinator, Blake Sims, a converted running back, playing quarterback for Alabama. But I remember this is the weirdest memory because now you're going to be doing the same thing at the same place tomorrow. This is so weird to me. I remember walking around during Ohio State's availability for that game, and I remember talking to like each because they had like 2 or 3 players at each table. So you'd go to each
and
table.
Then they break them off in position groups.
And so you're sitting here talking, and I'm sitting here talking to like Marshawn Lattimore and Von Bell at the secondary table. I'm over here talking to Michael Thomas and Ezekiel Elliott at the offensive table. Then you're over here talking to like these offensive linemen, and then you're over here talking to like who was the defensive lineman on that team? Michael Bennett. Was Michael Bennett on that team? Maybe
I think he was
a defensive lineman. And I'll never forget. I walked and Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa was on that team.
Joey Bosa was there. Yep.
I remember walking around at that media availability, Darren Lee with the linebacking group, and I remember walking around going, these guys are going to whip that ass. Like, and it's because not only were they, it was personal. It was personal. Everybody to a person, the message had gotten through from Urban Meyer. Not only were they all NFL players, like they were all loaded. That's the difference. This Ole Miss team, not loaded, not 26 first-round picks or whatever Ohio State had. But I'll never forget, I left that availability at the Superdome, on the floor of the Superdome in New Orleans, at the Sugar Bowl. I remember leaving that going, I think Ohio State's going to win the game. Because I wrote the whole story. I wrote it for Athlon. I was like, this Ohio State team is so out for blood. They were out, it was the way they were talking about it. It was Big Ten SEC. It was we're disrespected. It was we hate these guys. And I remember going like first round pick. And every to a person, I was like, oh, they changed my opinion. Like just talking to them.
In one setting, and I'm telling you, it will be it's going to be fascinating because this is going on, folks, across country. You're going to see this all day tomorrow. So just be, I think Miami and I think in Miami, Oregon, Texas Tech are doing it today. But I'm just telling you,
and you know what's going to be crazy
stuff.
You know what's going to be crazy is Indiana will be doing the same thing. They're a 7-point favorite because Ohio State was an underdog in that game. I think they were like a 9-point underdog. And what's interesting is I think Indiana is going to be the same way this year. Like the Indiana is going to be like, no one gives us a chance. We're no one likes us. Everybody hates us. Blah blah blah. And like they're going to be the 7-point favorite.
But don't worry, Alabama's going to come out and say, well, you know, you guys wrote us off in this story and blah blah blah. And that dumbass Kobe reference last week from Ty Simpson, who I love, by the way.
Last but not least, here, this is the problem. I've got Ohio State, I've got Oregon, I've got Indiana, and I've got Georgia, and I feel very good about at least 3 of those. I feel very good about Ohio State and Indiana and Georgia. There's no chance that all 4 favorites win these games, right?
No, and by the way, I have to give you the ticket price. According to the secondary market, it is $248 to get into the Sugar Bowl.
No way.
Promise. It's in you're looking at right now. $248 to sit in the nosebleeds.
51 for Ohio State, Miami. $41 for Miami, Ohio State. $53 for Oregon, Texas Tech. $116 for Bama, Indiana, and
$243.
$243 for Ole Miss and Georgia. I mean, look, 2 SEC teams in the Big Easy. Let's go.
I'm just telling you, a lot of Ole Miss fans are making this trip. I promise you. And then the winner of this, let's not forget, because everything's changed. The winner of this one goes to Phoenix for the Fiesta to play the winner of Miami versus Ohio State.
Yeah, the Georgia-Ohio State game in the Fiesta Bowl, that just feels like we've done that too many times already. It's very boring sounding, but it is probably the best 2 teams. It is probably the best 2 teams.
But if we get like Alabama versus Oregon or Indiana, you know, versus
I want to go to the Atlanta game, and I don't want to go as a media member. I want to go buy a ticket. I want to go as a fan. So
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, hook me up, dog. All right, so who's losing then? I mean, Texas Tech is the easiest pick because they have the best chance to win. But of the other 3, is there an upset here we're not seeing, or is this a chalk weekend and we're back here next week talking about chalk?
I think Ole Miss beats Georgia. I do. I think Ole Miss beats Georgia. I think they find a way to beat Georgia.
I mean, I think that would be a phenomenal story. That would be an amazing story.
And trust me, folks, I'm not just saying this for the story. I'm going to write a story either way on what's everything that's transpired. So that I'm not looking for freaking clicks when I say this. I think Ole Miss. I went back and watched that. Clicks, dog. Get some clicks on Twitter. How am I getting clicks, man? What kind of engagement am I getting on Twitter? Whatever. I think that this is an opportunity for Ole Miss. So I'm picking Ole Miss to win the football game.
I think the team that has the best chance at the upset of the 3.
Yeah.
I think you're right to say Ole Miss, but Alabama's, I think, a better football team. and I think Georgia's playing too well, so I might have to say Alabama. And this is for an audience
Which
of
I don't
one.
I just don't disagree with. Like,
This is for
it's
an
fine.
audience of one. This is for an audience of one. I will
Right.
guarantee an Alabama victory. Guarantee. I'm doing that is for an audience of one person.
You need
To see if they're still listening.
You need to start no dry January on December 29th, but whatever.
You're right. I do need to do that. My body is telling me I need to do that. But I got a couple more days to go to ML Rose, y'all. A couple more days. 7 or 8 great locations. Unsure how construction's going in Murfreesboro. 7 great locations, maybe an 8th somewhere sometime soon in Murfreesboro. OutKick.com, of course, for Trey Wallace. Make sure you check out all the other great stuff across the 440 Sports Network. And I will have more interviews around these playoff games coming up this week on the YouTube page and the podcast feed. So do appreciate you guys for subscribing to those. 5 stars only. If you do not give us 5 stars, you are a hater. Trey, you got to start eating ranch dressing, man. It's so good.
I know, dude. I'm going to try.
Especially at ML Rose.
I haven't tried it since I was like a kid, so I'll try it again.
Do you have do you have free time tonight in New Orleans? Like, go get some dinner?
Yeah, no, yeah. We don't really get going until tomorrow. So,
check out, see if you can get into a place called Coquette. It's in the Garden District, right down from Commander's Palace.
Is that the Swingers Club?
Coquette. Coquette is one of the best meals I've ever had in my entire life. One of the best meals I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay. All right. I'll try that out after I go to the sports book.
Peche is right there. Peche is right there. I think it's Peche, which is French for fish. Peche is right there in the bit.
Medina's.
Also very good.
Okay.
If you have some time for brunch or breakfast, get out to the Bywater, the Art District, go to Elizabeth's. Unbelievable. And if you're down there with like a special friend, which I don't believe you are, make sure you go out to Bacchanal, also in the Art District in the Bywater, one of the best hangout spots you will ever go to. They got like jazz in the back. It's like a garden with like high grav beer, good appetizers, some good wine. It's fantastic. So,
the girlfriend's here. She's a cafe beignet. Right.
Go. See, that's overrated. Go take her. I'm telling you, Bacchanal. I'm telling you, like early afternoon, happy hour-ish kind of time, like after lunch, before dinner. Bacchanal. It's like a 5-minute drive. You can get there in like a 5-minute Uber. My wife and I went out there. Every time we go to New Orleans, we go out there. Go check it out. Bacchanal.
Okay, Bacchanal. You got me. You gave me 3 recommendations, and I'm going to hit every single one before I leave this town.
Last one here. Nobody talking about this is the chance for Ryan Day to get back on almost all the coaches who have beat him in his career. Okay, that is an interesting angle.
Damn. Okay, I did not expect that one to be in the cards.
Mario Cristobal. Let's see. You got Mario Cristobal, and then you got Kirby Smart, and then in the championship, you'd have. I guess you'd get it back on Kurt Signetti. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Because they lost. Whatever.
Why is Ryan Day dyeing his beard that much? I don't understand.
It's really good. Like, I give him credit, but it's a little bit. It's too much. You can tell.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying too hard.
Let a little gray come in. It's okay. I promise.
Just a touch of gray. Just a touch of gray.
Right. Exactly. And then whatever.
And of course, Kirby and Daniel, big Oregon fan. I'd love to see the Ducks beat Cristobal. Yeah, of course you would. He left you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is revenge factors and all of this shit. Like it just plays out like that. No, it's good. Look, man, we got a great slate ahead of us this week. We get Georgia State versus App State today.
I'm taking all 4 favorites.
All 4 favorites. Okay.
Well,
I'm taking 3 and then -1.
And Ole Miss. All right.
Yeah. All right. Ole Miss.
Enjoy New Orleans with the significant other there, my guy. OutKick.com. Sign up for a good journal. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. Thumbs up, notifications turned on, all that great stuff as well. We do appreciate you guys. So,
you won't get any fake graphics here.
No fake graphics. So is that a shot at 24 or on 3? Is that what we're doing?
No.
I do love that the internet has turned into exclusively just like a picture of a person yelling, like a player or an athlete or a coach, and then just like one word. It's just like one word.
Like, where do we come up with like?
I want to see.
I love those guys.
I want to see a story.
Other companies.
I want you to write a story about like future expansion of the playoff, and it's just a picture of Greg Sankey, and then below it just says "thinking?" ? It's like thinking? Maybe after. maybe when
I might get my social team on that later today and see if they can put together a graphic like that for me.
Like,
say it. Just say it.
I want like one of these quarterbacks who's losing in a game, just like someone to break a graphic up with like a quarterback picture of like Carson Beck, and it's just like shitting ? Like what?
Our business has turned into. I saw
Ty Simpson struggling ?
We have gotten to such a wild part of this business. I know we have to do the show, but I saw something yesterday out of AL.com, and it was like the Alex Golesh ship is sinking, but it was just like some clickbaitish title that the writer was actually defending Alex Golesh, but everybody just shit on the writer
because the headline writer did. Yeah.
Because the headline writer like put that up.
It's just a picture of Golesh sunk.
Yeah. That's.
He hasn't coached a game yet.
Everybody in Auburn freaking out. It's going very bad. Oh, don't forget
it's just a picture of Alex Golesh dysfunction.
Send him back to Russia.
Oh,
crazy.
Immigrant question mark.
Clickbaity bullshit.
Oh god.
And don't forget too, like we'll have to talk about this next week, but the transfer portal opens up on Friday.
Dude, no, I've got a whole plan for the portal. We got a whole other show I have to do separately from all of this football talk we're doing. All right.
For the love of God, make this stop.
Yes, thank God. Yeah, well, move it to the move spring practice in the portal to after the spring semester. That's where I'm at on this. Yeah, and allow signing to happen in August if you want to sign and get it out of the way. That way, push no signing period in December. Push it off till after the first semester. Make it like it was first week of February, and otherwise make the early one in August. Put your spring practice and your transfer portal after all of the semester's over, like in April or May. Have it be like a rookie mini camp like the NFL does. And like that's the way to divide this whole thing up and start to help with the calendar that is completely FUBAR right now. NCAA broken ? Trey, thank you, my guy.
I look forward to your feedback for the Music City Bowl, where Tennessee loses because time is expiring off the clock, but a team gets a timeout at the last second to kick a field goal to send it to overtime, and then they lose at the end because the quarterback overthrows a receiver. Are we at a shitty game to be at?
Are we at 700 pounds of head coach? You think?
Absolutely. Credit to Josh Heupel. He cleaned up. Like my man looks cleaned up. He's freshly shaved. He's freshly shaved.
I'm just saying.
Also, I love the pettiness. Right. I love the pettiness too by Tennessee to be like, screw you, Vanderbilt. We're not using your nice facilities. We're going to go down to Montgomery Bell Academy and work out.
Montgomery Bell NBA might be better.
No.
The Ensworth actually is better.
I agree, but it's like the SEC always uses Vanderbilt, and Tennessee was like, no, we just got our ass whipped by them. We're not going to use their stuff because we're petty.
I'm here for it. All right, you got to go. Always a pleasure, my guy. Thank you for jumping on as usual. Happy New Year to you and the significant other. ML Rose, too, everybody. 5 stars only, please, on the podcast app of choice. Thumbs up, notifications turned on YouTube. All right, for Trey and Braden, thanks for listening. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.